Hello, my people out there. Welcome back again to another short tutorial of ESP32 simulation in Walkway. So today we'll be using the Micropython framework to simulate a servo motor that is connected to an ESP32. Without further delay, let's get started. All right, welcome back. So I was saying that we'll be going to simulate a servo that is connected to an ESP32 using the Micropython framework in Walkway web-based simulation and VS Code extension-based simulation. So let's first get started with the web-based one. So here I have a servo here. If I click on run, so what this Walkway will do, it will go through this and use something called the MP remote and then connect to this ESP32 and then figure out where the binary file of Python or MicroPython is being saved, and then run that into this, import whatever thing that is needed, and then start running this. All right, so as you can see, it's nice. So it's moving between the maximum allowable angle to the minimum allowable angle within 50 milliseconds. So let me just explain what the code is doing here. So first we import machine, which is a Python module that deals with microcontrollers or embedded systems. And this time is a generic module that comes with Python. Whenever you install Python, you have this module called time. You can use it to delay, you can use it also to get date, hours, years, okay, local date, and the hour of any city. You can use this time module to get the time, okay? And from this machine, you have many other classes. One of them is called the PWM class. And this PWM stands for pulse width modulation. It's a very good concept, okay? Very important concept used for modulations, especially right now in electric vehicles, okay? And we also have a class called PIN. PIN deals with GPIO or general purpose or whatever. Okay, pins, these are pins, okay? These are pins. So this class deals with these pins or GPIOs. And this frequency is the frequency of this PWM, okay? So in pulse width modulation, there are terms that are really important. One of them is the frequency. The other one is the duty cycle. So let's say duty cycle, frequency, and period. So frequency is the inverse of period, okay? And period is the time that it takes for you to make a cycle, okay? A cycle. So let's say that you have a signal that's going between 0, 1, and then get back to 0, 1, get back to 0, 1, get back to 0, 1. So the time that it takes for the signal to move from 0, get to 1, and get back to 0 is called the period. Okay, the inverse of that is the frequency. And the duty cycle is half of that period, especially if the signal is going between 0, 1, and then -1. So the time that it takes to move from 0 to 1 and then get back to 0 is called the duty cycle if it's going down again to -1 and then come back to 0. So in that case, this is not a cycle anymore. So a period will be moving from 0 to 1, getting back to 0, getting to -1, and then getting back to 0. That is called the period. Okay? Now, from 0 to 1 and then get back to 0 is called the duty cycle. It is half of the period. Okay, so in let's say switch controlling, so this from 0 to 1 and get back to 0 is called either the on time or the off time. Okay? All right, so that is just a kind of background related to PWM or pulse width modulations. So what I'm doing here is like I'm defining a variable that I'm calling angle, and then this angle will be in a range of 10 to 15, and it will be stepping with a value of 1. So that means if we are starting at the 10, which is not the value of 10, it will start at 11 in reality. So It will start with 11, and then the next one will be 12, 13, 14, up to 115. So this is the meaning of this for loop here. So for ongoing in a range of 10 to 15 just means create a number, okay, an array or a range of number that starts from 11 up to 115. And then you'll be counting them like by one. If I want to step back 2 or 3, then if I do this, the first one will be 11, the second one will be 13 because it will add 2 to 11. But if I go with 1, so the first one will be 11, the second one will be 12, 13, 14, 15, up to 115, okay? And then take that value which is angle, set the duty cycle of this servo motor to that value, okay? You have options. You could set the duty cycle to be a constant and then change the frequency. Okay, or you could set what I'm doing, set the frequency as a constant and then change the duty cycle. It's the same thing. So this first for loop is just telling this to move into this direction, like forward direction or positive direction or clockwise direction. Okay, and then this second loop is just telling this servo to move anti-clockwise direction or in a negative direction. Okay, so this is the first loop. This is this. Okay, what is right now doing is this direction. And then when it reaches 115, it will start coming back. Now it is in this loop, in this second loop. Okay, and it's come back up to 10 here. So it starts here, gets up to here, and then come back here. All right, so let's do this then in VS Code, guys. So I'll copy this and then go to VS Code and then add a file here, and let's call this file, let's say servo. So MP, which stands for Micropython, and then let's say servo, and then get into this, add this to our directory, and then I'm using Pico. Okay, you can use PyMark, which is far better than Pico, but yeah. So you could click on this and just ask it to configure your project, okay, by clicking somewhere, I think somewhere here, and then if you have the package, it will automatically. If not, click F1 and then Micropython configure project, and it will automatically configure, as you can see here, project configuration completed. All right, so if you look inside, you have this VS Code extension and Micropython extension file that have been created. Since we want to simulate our code, so we need another file which will be our main.py. All right, so inside this, I'll paste my machine or my code, and I need 2 more files for me to be able to simulate it. The first one is the diagram, and the second one will be about the extension, which is walkway. So I'll first copy this. Okay, let me do Control A, Control C, and then paste it here into the diagram, and then rename. This diagram is a JSON file. Okay, so I'll rename it at .json. All right. So if you can see, if it's correct, you load it, and it will be the same thing that we had over there. All right, good. So that one is done. Then let's add another file, which will be walkway.toml. So we have this. The very first thing that we need here is the name of our extension, which is walkway. Oh God. And the second one that we need will be the path of our firmware. So this, and the final element, okay, the third element that we need will be the path of our linker file, and finally the port. Okay. All right. So let's first get all of this online. All right. So let's go to Google, and then you can just write here ESP32 Micropython firmware download. And if you click on that, you will see this ESP Micropython, then ESP. Then you go and then download the firmware. So they very often release firmware, so this is the latest version that they have it here. I'll download that one. And I would like to download this directly into our folder, which is the servo, the mp.servo, the mp servo. So that one is done. We have it, and it is good. So you have it here. So I'll copy the relative path of this and pass it as my firmware, and also pass it to our linker file. Awesome. Oh, I don't like that one, so let me rename it. That means I've downloaded one time. Okay, so I'll copy again the relative path. What am I doing? Okay, I'll copy again and then paste it here. So this time I don't have that parenthesis, but it could also work, okay? Even if you have that one, it will work. There's not a problem. So now we need to pass the, okay, Micropython itself cannot simulate, or let's say Python itself cannot directly compile, in this extension cannot directly simulate onto the ESP32. We need another one called the MP remote that will connect to our Micropython or our microcontroller, which is ESP32, and then run remotely our main.py onto that microcontroller by connecting to the port. So we need to provide the port of that. And if you are familiar with this, okay, this is what I'm talking about, the MP remote, the micro Python remote one. And I was just saying, okay, if you want to get the port, you can go into this VS Code and then look for MicroPython. So here I have MicroPython here, and click on this. Okay, it will, oh, did I click? Okay, all right. Click on this, then it will open directly some examples that you can either copy or, so these are the steps. It says that you need to first install. I already have it installed. And then you need to get, you need to run this if you want to run your main.py, or you can also install some other libraries by using this command. Yeah, but for you also to run this, you need the configuration. So let's say, for example, I'm using this one, okay? This file, which is the TML file, we've already done this, which is the name of the extension. We have the version, we have the linker file, and then the binary file, but we need this port number, okay? So let me add it here. And I think I'm good. So everything seems to be good. So if we run this, let me just click F1 and then start simulation. If we run this, we'll see that it is not moving. Although, okay, everything is properly done, but it is not moving, as you can see. And it has even entered into this microcontroller. You can see it has returned, okay, the name of the module, which is the generic ESP32 module, but it's not moving. And for us to be able to run this, we need to connect this MicroPython to the port that we've already defined here, and then run our so you can do that by running the MP remote connect, and then you pass the name of your device, and that is it. So you write MP connect, and then you pass the name of your port, and then you tell him to run whatever code that you want to run. So let me create a new terminal, and then paste this here. So that's what I was saying. MP remote connect to this port, which is port 4000, and then run my main.py. Okay, if this is, let's say, it's called, I don't know, root.py, then you run root.py. Okay, so let's start the simulation. While the simulation is going on, then let's tell this to run our main.py. So what it will do, it will connect to it, but I'm not sure. Since it's not a soft start, so the repo will not be able to start, then it will through an error saying that it couldn't connect to it, then you run it for the second time, then it will be okay. Or you first connect to the repo and then you run your main.py, as you can see here. Okay, so yeah, just run it and it should be fine. As you can see, it's moving nicely, perfectly, without any issue. So same thing. Okay, so let me kill, let's say this, let me kill this, create a new terminal. So let me stop this. Okay, start it again. So it's the same thing. It has to be connected remotely for this to be able to run. So you can see, for example, it's running, but this is not moving. What you just do, you just run the same command that I just ran in a few moments, and you will see it will start automatically moving. Awesome, guys, that is it. And let's move on with another tutorial where we'll simulate some other component with the ESP32 using the Micropython framework. Thanks for watching and see you there.